Must watch. This is very important. This is how Christianity came into play step by step.
The Roman mythology of Romulus and Remus had fallen into disrepair because the Roman emperors was telling everybody that they were the gods. So you worship Caesar. As a result, after a couple of hundred years, the actual central theme of mythology started falling into disrepair. And they knew that the Roman people would start to rebel. But then they started seeing the Roman people gravitating around a new offspring of Hebrewism at that particular time, which was early Christianity, which is different from the Christianity that the Romans did. I'll tell you that in a minute. But they were going to, it was Gnosticism and the Hebrew thing, and the central people in the culture started looking at people outside of Rome as a central aspect of spirituality. And if Rome couldn't convince the people that to follow Caesar, then the people would rebel and Rome would fall. So Rome said, look, we have to get a central religion. They say now, the Egyptians invested in Greece with all these texts. We took over Greece, so now we own all of the texts. So what they did was, they knew that some of the things that the early Christians and the early Hebrews was dealing with wasn't nothing but Egyptian mythology and Egyptian science anyway, and they owned all of those particular texts. And they got together with a series of conferences and put together what we call the Central Christianity now. The only thing was the Central Christianity had a deeper discipline that the Hebrews and those particular early Gnostics and stuff went by. And the Romans say, well, look, some of these things, like not eating pork, or not being able to drink, or certain things. And some of these disciplines, they say, well, look, we will put in the new religion to accommodate the Romans who was used to gluttony. You see, same thing happened in the period of when they were trying to get the European, after the Romans usurped the Christianity and tried to get the Europeans to follow Christianity. The Europeans said, well, look, we'll follow Christianity, but we got to take our festivals and our different practices. You got to incorporate them into Christianity. So all these winter solstice and these festivals later on became Christianity, Christmas, and some of these festivals that the Europeans had around that time, they just usurped them and put them into the Christian holidays, or made them into Christian holidays. But if you trace them back, if you trace them back, you will see that they were pagan in that particular way, which was some of these festivals.
Right.
So as a result, Rome had to make a central religion of the state, but they had to make a religion that can accommodate the masses of Rome. Just like now, it's easier to be a Christian than a Muslim, or either a Hebrew, or the Jewish thing later on. Why? Because Christianity, you get to do certain things. Mostly, basically, you can do the hell you want as long as you ask the Lord to forgive you.
Right.
You see, and that accommodates. That's why we ask the question, well, if you don't even supposed to eat pork, why do Christians eat pork? Because they said that what the Romans, it goes all the way back to Rome, what the Romans did for the Roman citizens, and they said it was also the Pauline doctrines. You see, Paul was a Roman citizen. Paul was also an agent for Rome.
Right.
You see. So he fashioned a Christianity without the strict doctrines so that the Roman people could acquiesce. You see what I'm saying? And that's what central Christianity is about. It's something that is designed for Roman consumption and later on European consumption.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? European consumption. Because the African way of it, you start getting into ways of life. Certain things you don't trade. And we see this when we see the Christianity. We even see this when we see Judaism, which is ancient, it's spin off of ancient Hebrew. It's just that we don't know what them Jews do, but they got all these strict rules and stuff. Well, stuff gotta be kosher. You see what I'm saying? We don't eat no shellfish. You see, so different things like that. But the Romans, they made it so, hey, it could be a party. We can go to the party with this. You see, now going back to the...
Let me ask you though,
Yeah.
when they were killing Christians,
Right.
these